Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi everybody, hopefully everyone can see me now. We had a few technical difficulties there, and so yeah, let's get into the chat there and let me know if everything is a-okay. Happens sometimes, I guess, with studios and things like that. So yeah, get into the chat there. Looks like we are up and running. DJ and Hicks in the house there. Yeah, sorry about that. There was like 15 minutes to work that out, and there was a little error in the studio code, so I had to refresh a few times. And change a few things, and here we are. So pretty cool. Now I do need to re-invite my wonderful guest, the dude, onto the chat. So let me just do that. Yeah, we finally are live. Isn't that cool? And if you're on X, don't forget to repost. That'd be really helpful. So get out and do that for sure. Let me just go and find the dude, and we're going to do that. So let's have a look here. Let me see here. And bam. All right. New invite here. Nice. Bam. There we go. Looks like we had a few issues there for sure, but we are on deck. You're all good here and see. Nice one, DGN. Appreciate that. Big shout out. And it does look like we are on X. So everything is up and running. Nice to see. Hopefully we'll get the dude on pretty shortly as well. Now I'm just going to delete my previous stream. Probably got a few streams on YouTube, no doubt, showing up. That would be a bit funny. Not bad. Yeah, we've got a couple of them showing up on X, so I'm going to delete some of those, and hopefully we'll be fine. Yeah, let's delete. That's what happens when you have a few errors. It resets up multiple broadcasts, so we can't have that, can we? All right, so bam. All right, so if you're on X, repost the show, repost show on X. And we'll go for gold there. There we go. That is the show. So if you can repost that, be really cool. And it looks like we've got the dude on. The dude knows all about software, so that's the story, I guess. All right, so without further ado, let's bring up the dude on chat, and I'm going to have to bring him in manually. Oh, no, there he is. Come up automatically. I love that. Well, that was a bit of fun, wasn't it, to start the show?
Yeah, lots of fun. Gotta love technology.
Yeah, eventually it came up with error saying error. I go refresh. Okay, I had to do that again. I had to reset the time. I think resetting the time, dude, was the key there to get out of that failure. Yeah.
All good. I'm trying to repost what you got going on here.
Nice.
Make sure I get all the right links. Yeah. I sent you a screenshot. I saw there's 3 links to the same video. So
yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Anyway, so welcome to the show. We're here now, and of course, I've been waiting to talk to you about Helios and everything that you're up to. Yeah, maybe just lead us into a few things that you've got going, I guess, and then we'll have a look, check out some of the websites.
1 second. Okay. Sorry, I had to get all my retweets and all that going.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot. I would say in a broad spectrum of updating Helios, the first protocol I launched, along with some Element 280 updates. Those are 2 main things that I'm excited to share about. I'll start with Giannis. This is I know you've got a Pulse Chain community. Mm-hmm. I've made it a point to start expanding that LP Web. Giannis is an LP Web token that's, if you look at the top 50 holders, I think 46 of them are LPs. So it's pretty much no humans are holding this token.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just I'm realizing I've got additional tokens that I can use for LPs. Go ahead and start doing that. So I've been just I'll do 4 a week or something. It's kind of what I'm working on.
Okay. Now, have you felt that mechanics has operated since Janus has been up and running? because we're obviously near the bottom of the market, and so that's also a key characteristic.
Yeah, I would say the things that I dislike about it, I've updated with E280.
Okay.
So that was kind of really what it was to begin with. Was I saw people interested in Pulse Chain. It's funny, I have never even heard of Pulse Chain before Titan X.
Right.
I'm one of the very few that was
Yeah,
like,
that's right. Yeah, that is. Yeah.
it's backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a large crossover community, right? So yeah.
Yeah. So I learned about it, and then I was like, okay, cool. It sounded like there's a lot of people interested. So, and gas was cheap, so I'm like, well, I've been wanting to do this liquidity web idea, so let me launch over there and see how it works. And it's been running great. It's still running. It's doing its thing. Arbitrage is always happening.
Mhm.
The big lesson I learned is liquidity is really what drives it. The more liquidity, the more volume, the more
Mhm.
taxes that get paid, and also just the style of liquidity adding. It's imperative for a liquidity web token to always increase its liquidity so that there's more volume.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to basically sell your tokens. You're taking taxes in Giannis. Now I have to sell half of that Giannis to get the other half of the LP. So I'm selling it to Pulse and then pairing it half and half with Giannis and Pulse. That's
Yeah.
the part that I don't like. That's pretty much all liquidity web tokens. That's their MO. And that just creates red candles. And like that was my only complaint. Other than that, it's running great, and it will continue to do well. And if Pulse Chain ever does what people say it's going to do, and it moons, all the liquidity that I'll have in there moons, and it'll lift off. And if it hits a certain point, then people will start burning their HLX to mint Giannis, and that was the whole concept behind it. This is a support project for Helios.
Okay, so with the bigger liquidity driving volume, what sort of participants are you seeing activate? Do you see the bots activate? Do you see is it really reliant on more retail to push it? I mean, with the general.
With Giannis, it's straight up bots only. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's in the top 50 holders, there's like 4 people. Like
yeah.
it is mainly just, I would say 95% of the tokens in circulation are in liquidity pools. So
So when I say bots, I mean, are they third party or are they things? Are
oh
they just
yeah,
LP
yeah,
pairing?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not running anything.
Mhm.
I'll create an LP, and if the price is off at all,
Mhm.
and our bot will trade it within less than 60 seconds. That's like they are all over Pulse Chain.
Yeah.
So like it's like as soon as an LP is created, it's picked up by the art bots, and they're immediately buying and selling these tokens. And they don't care about what Giannis is. They're
Yeah.
buying and selling it all in the same transaction for a fraction of a penny. Even paying taxes, they're okay with that as long as they're making a small profit. So
And so Janus is earning taxes from the volume based on a lot of bot activity. What happens? What sort of taxes are they, and where does that go for Janus?
the tax, it's uh, part of the tax is burning. Another part is adding to liquidity, and then another part is adding to this LP promo. Um, and that was something that I was kind of playing with the concept, and I really like it, and that's kind of what I've implemented with Element 280 as
Hmm.
well. So we can kind of go into that in depth there as well. But
Yeah.
um,
Is Janus standalone, or does it interact with some of these other tokens that you've got, like Helios and Element 280?
it's I would call it more standalone. It is paired with HLX, Titan X, Dragon X, a handful of other Titan X protocols, but its main pairings are with Pulse tokens. With Pulse
Mhm.
itself, Pulse X, Hex, Ink, Solid X, like pretty much any of the top Pulse chain tokens. PTGC, UFO, Most, Bear. yeah, it's up to like 35 LPs or so, somewhere around there. And I think I could expand it to 50 or 60. That's
Okay.
kind of what I really want to get it to. But it's it's more of an experiment, and I would say I learned a lot with it, and it's doing well. It's just small amounts of volume because there's small amounts of liquidity, but the token itself is holding its own. If
Yeah.
like I said, if Pulse Chain does a 10x, it's got LPs with every token on the chain. So
Yeah.
if the whole ecosystem does a 10x, Giannis will do a 10x as well, and that's really all it's positioned for. And if that happens, there will be an arbitrage opportunity where you can actually mint Giannis by burning HLX, and that was another test that I really liked the concept of. So right now it's not profitable to mint, so nobody's doing it, and so the supply of Giannis is deflationary. With every buy and sell, it's getting burnt, and at a certain point, the supply will get small enough, the price will go up to where it will turn profitable to mint. And there's no time delays or anything. Like you could literally just burn 1 billion HLX, mint 1 billion Giannis immediately, dump that Giannis back for HLX plus a profit. Um, you could do all that in 2 transactions.
Okay.
Not right now. The
Yeah.
the miner ROI is like minus 50% right now.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
what would it take for someone to get a decent position? Like if I at $1,000, would that put me a shark or a dolphin or something?
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
There's opportunities for people out there to take positions up, yeah, on that. Okay.
It's pretty much at the mercy of Pulse Chain.
Yeah.
And like I said, the only thing I can really do at this point is continue to expand the web and just pair with every token that's worth anything on the chain,
Mhm.
and wait for Richard Hart to pump our bags.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, God mode candle and all that. In fact, I was gonna
Yeah.
bring the video in for God mode candle today, but I forgot. So there we go. We
Yeah.
got a few people in the chat here before we get on because I want to get on to I guess Helios and Element as well. But let's say hello to a few people. We got DG and Hexkin in the house. Always a pleasure to see DG in there. We got Crypto Utah. Hey guys, good to see you as well. Hexcavator's in the house. Hey, good to see Hexcavator and Trent as well. The mighty Trent. Good to see you. Let's go. Absolutely. So a big shout out to everybody out there too. I hope you guys are enjoying it. There's the dude, of course, one of the leading developers in the Titanx ecosystem, talking about Helios Element, and of course Janus there. So it's pretty good. Yeah, we might as well move on to Helios if you're and talk a little about that.
Yeah, so I would say what I learned with Giannis is the minting, and this is very similar to the Titan X to X28 minting style. I think it's proven, and I love the concept of how it works, and so I did that with HLX, and you can mint 1 for H420, and it's currently live on base, and I'm ready to expand to other chains sooner than later.
Yeah. So is it an omni chain or are you multi chain? Are you basically issuing new tokens, or is it just taking the Ethereum token and bridging it over to these other chains? How does that work?
It's using layer 0, so we'll
Yeah.
call it omni-chain, where you're actually, when you bridge, you're burning tokens on Ethereum and it's reminting tokens on Base. And then as I expand other chains, it'd be the same process. So there's
Okay.
no bridge that's holding all your funds. Like the Pulse Chain bridge has got millions and millions of dollars in it, waiting for someone to hack it. In this case, there's not that, because there's no pile of tokens being held on a certain chain. They're getting burned and reminted 1 for 1 as you bridge them.
Yeah.
So
So
I
that's
like the
okay.
technology.
Yeah, I like it too. Now, do you see any since you've gone from Ethereum to base chain with Helios? That's what we're talking about here. Have you with these? Have you seen any cross chain bot activity? Like we talked about on chain activity with the LP web for Janus. Do we actually see any of this cross chain kind of botting going on with
I
arbitrage?
I don't think so. I think what I'm seeing is manual at
Okay.
this moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and I wonder if that's just something new. Our bots aren't used to cross-chain arbitrage,
Yeah.
and probably easier to have one that just lives on one single blockchain and you can do all the things. So it takes more work, but I try to show it pretty clearly on the website. The price of both tokens, and as a human, you can decide is it worth doing that or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, we'll definitely check out the website shortly. Just want to get into some of the key concepts first.
yeah,
Now, what are some of the other changes you're looking to go over with Helios? Can you sneak peek us a
I
few?
I would
You looking at?
say I'm most interested in is Arbitrum, but
Mhm.
I'm really happy to go to any of the top chains. Binance, a lot of people are talking about Sonic. Um,
Yeah.
uh, just pretty much, ultimately, it'll be on all chains, and this is the same with E280. They'll be expanding at the same time, most likely. Um,
You might do a couple chains at once, or are you just thinking about one every 2 weeks, month, or something like that? How's sort of?
I kind of want the main pairing to be X28, so it's
Yeah.
kind of dependent on when, and where X28 goes,
Hmm.
and that's kind of up in the air. And I'm not afraid to launch on a chain where X28's not. I'm just kind of just in a holding pattern, I guess, and
Yeah.
see how it goes. Um,
All
it's
right.
pretty much ready to go. I'm taking it easy. We've been on
One.
base
Yeah.
for a month or two, and
Yeah.
just
I got to ask a question about that. Before I get to that, just to clarify to people watching, if you're not familiar with Titan X, X28 is the omni-chain version of Titan X. In other words, Titan X gets pushed over to other chains, and then it opens up the Titan X ecosystem, all their projects to those new chains. That's basically kind of the idea. And yeah, with oh, I forgot the second question I was going to ask you. With the we just left it there. What was it? Yeah, just forgotten now. Um, with the Helios, oh, that's the question I was going to ask. How is it going with when we go to new chains with Titan X? So we're going to X28, and then we've obviously got Helios going over there. Other projects like Uranus and projects like that going over there. Have you? I know you guys initially were starting off getting a lot of influences on base chain because you're kind of extending the ecosystem in terms of not just the tokens but the influences and the community itself. But how's that been going?
it was good in the beginning. I'll be honest, I kind of lost steam with it.
Hmm.
I'm not the best marketer. I'll be the first to admit that,
Yeah.
and that's something that I always have to keep on top of for myself. But the base community was very nice and inviting, and um, it was exciting when X28 launched, and I wanted to be the first protocol launching on X28 on base. We
Hmm.
did that. We launched within hours, and
Yeah. You talk about Uranus here, right? Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Yes.
and it launched at a 1-to-1 ratio. You could mint one X28, got you one Uranus,
Hmm.
and last I checked, the ratio is 2-to-1.
Yeah.
So I would
Performed
call
very
that
well.
as
It's performed very well, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and we got on a few streams with a few meme. I'm finding base is a very big meme chain.
Hmm.
It's got a lot of newbies out there, and that's I think that's kind of what
Well,
you get introduced
you
as.
kind of did a collab with James, right, from Baby Dragon
Yes,
Hex,
yes,
and which actually probably works well because it's a meme chain. Um,
yeah,
and yeah, it's definitely, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, you go.
I'm super happy to work with James because he fills a lot of those roles that I lack in. I
Yeah.
really feel most comfortable with designing the tokenomics and building a solid protocol, and
Mhm.
he does better at relations and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was a pretty good match, I think. I mean, I covered Uranus when it launched, and I was pretty happy with how it all performed. And I know there's been quite a few people in Discord that have gotten to Uranus, and they've enjoyed the performance, especially with the market that we had. And also, quite a few of them really like Helios as well. So I think they're holding Helios. So it's a tribute to your product there. Um, Now, the other one you've got going is Element 280, which is another one you launched. How's that been going?
Excellent. I do want to add one more thing with Helios before we move on. Is I'm really excited about the buy and burn for H420. So first off, we've migrated anything that was burning HLX. It now burns H420, and that's going to help support the ratio. I think we'll see.
And just repeat, the H420 is on base chain, right?
Yeah. Well, it's on ETH as well. Like all the minting is done on ETH, but it is on base, and it will expand to other chains, like I said. But right now, it's got like 5 different tokens on both chains that are all going to buy and burn H420. And like if you look at the Helios treasury, we've got well over a dozen different tokens in our treasury, and I like that we could literally send any of these tokens and just deposit into the buy and burn, and it will find its way into buying and burning H420. So like the technology there, I'm loving. So excited about that. Yeah.
I'm imagining that you sometimes you go to sleep and dream about some new tokenomics. That's probably what's it.
Always. I wish I had a team of devs that could just build. Like I would be building 3 projects all at the same time if I could, if I had the resources. I'm super excited about not 1 but 2 projects I have in development right now that will launch this year. Just so many good things.
Well, I think it suits your image that you've got today with the chemist lab in the background there. So
yeah, I'm liking this background. This is from the E280 branding.
I like it. We got so if you guys want to check out some of the tokens, we're going to get into the few of the websites to talk about them. But we got the TitanX Hub, which is Mike Dean's list of all the projects in TitanX, and you can check out all the dudes' projects, including Helios and Element 280 and the new ones as well. So we're going to go a little bit through that, but that is the link there for that. And TitanX, which is primarily on Ethereum, but has moved. Quite a few projects have moved under the leadership of some pretty fine founders like the dude over to the base chain, and no doubt other chains coming up. So that's pretty important there.
It's amazing to be able to launch a protocol on any chain I want now and still utilize the tokens from Ethereum. So it's an amazing foundation to be able to have this token on multiple chains.
I think it's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to monitoring how it all goes. That's why it's great having you on to talk about it. But I just want to say something else about the TitanX developer teams. There's a lot of good guys in there. Not just really smart guys, but actually really good guys. And it's a tribute to the TitanX ecosystem. So if people are wanting to check out a really quality a bunch of people and projects, and then TitanX is definitely got a lot of great people, so definitely check that out. Now, Element 280, let's get a little bit into that. There's another.
Yes. So backstory, I guess, for people that aren't familiar, we launched an NFT backed by the Element 280 tokens. It was a 28-day mint phase. It brought in 18 trillion TitanX.
Yeah. Wow.
That's huge. Completely exceeded anything I would have imagined.
Context at the moment, just before we move it. Context is there's about 98 trillion TitanX in existence at the moment, and a lot of it's already been burned off. And here you are, you got one protocol brings in 18 trillion, which is a huge amount. So hats off for that.
Yes, and so great success, and all these NFT holders, they are now earning Element tokens from this liquidity web that I've created with Element. And there's currently around 30 pairs all on Ethereum, and it's specific to TitanX, and it's got a pair with every token in the TitanX ecosystem. So if TitanX is going up and down, E280 is following it. If Dragon X has been pumping the past few weeks, E280 is going up with it. It's basically an average of all the tokens. Like if you're not sure what token to hold in the Titan X ecosystem besides Titan X itself, you could hold the element token, and it would be like as if you held a little bit of each protocol. So
yeah, it's a bit like a Titan X index, isn't it? A token, yeah. It's pretty impressive. I can't understate the value of that enough. I think where we are now, where I think Titan X is going, Element 280 NFT, that's got to be pretty badass. That's all I can say, to hold one of those. So, are they trading on markets, NFT markets?
Not really. I just looked the other day, and there was like maybe a handful of NFTs listed, and they were all at ridiculous prices. 3-4x what I would consider fair value.
Fair value, yeah.
So
Crypto Jack says, I'm holding my E280 and I'm not selling. So there we go. There's some smart money right there. I like that.
I am very interested to see the NFT movement the next week, because I'm about to launch this NFT migration contract. So taking a step back, so I've launched E280 Omnichain, same way, where you can mint 1-for-1 element for E280. And this is going to be the token that expands to all chains. And I'll expand.
The base chain version is okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's called E280. So it's slightly confusing, but they're pretty much synonymous. So I was like, okay with it being slightly confusing, because theoretically you could hold either token and it would be similar. So the E280 token on base has the exact same tax structure, 4%, where half of that is going to NFT holders, and then there's a portion that goes to burning the token, and another portion going to this LP promo.
Okay.
So the NFT holders, you've got an NFT on Ethereum, and it's currently earning you element tokens from taxes. Now you're splitting that share with all of the other NFT holders. You can now optionally migrate your NFT from Ethereum over to base chain. And now this is a one-way street. Once you migrate over to base chain, it's locked over there. And you're now earning rewards from taxes on base. And if you want to burn your NFT, you can claim E280 tokens on base chain. But that's all you can do is hold your NFT or burn it, which is currently all you can do on Ethereum. We've seen, even in this week, I've seen multiple NFTs get burned on Ethereum, where they just decided, you know what, I've for whatever reason, I'm done with this. They burn their NFT. 99% of the time, they take their tokens that they got from the NFT and dump it on market. And I think that's why you don't see very many listings on the marketplaces, because you don't need to list it and wait for a buyer to cash out on it. You can just burn it, get your tokens, and dump those on Uniswap and be done.
Mm-hmm. I guess the volume percentage cycles back to the remaining existing holders, right? So they just do better off over time.
Exactly.
So current prices,
yeah. Every time an NFT gets burned, your share of the pool is going up, and that's one of the most beautiful things about Element 280 is, in any other protocol, you stake. Somebody else can come in, say you stake $100, somebody could come in right behind you and stake $1 million, and now your share of the pool just shrunk to like minuscule amounts. Whereas on this, the supply of NFTs is capped. Nobody can mint an NFT ever again, and so your share of the pool is locked in at whatever percentage rate you have. So if you have 1% of the pool, nobody can show up and take it over. The only thing that can happen is people burn their NFT, and now your share of the pool is going up forever only. So that's where I'm really excited. So now there's rewards to be earned on base, and to get those rewards, you've got to migrate your NFT. You got to burn your NFT on Ethereum,
Yeah.
and it'll remint a new one for you on base. But you can't go back to Ethereum. So so you're going over there, you're getting rewards on base, and in the process, everybody that stayed on Ethereum, now they're getting more shares of the same pool because you got less NFTs that you have to share it with.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see how this actually plays. How are people going to play it? Are they going to be shy, or is a bunch of people going to go run over there and get, if you're the only one that goes over there, you're getting 100% of the rewards. Or if you're one
And
of 10 people, you're getting 10%.
well, that's right. Yeah, that's interesting. And you let people work it out themselves, I guess. But the what's been out for about 55 days on base chain, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And it's got like $3,500 in rewards right now, I think,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So
Do you know how many
somebody is
people
gonna.
have done the burn thing yet, or not?
No, so this has not launched yet. We
Oh,
are
not long.
in.
Sorry, front
I'm
running.
in second audit right now.
Okay.
So the code's basically ready. Very minimal issues on the first audit, already fixed.
Okay.
Running through the second audit just to be sure, and likely launching Monday,
Okay.
early next week.
Pretty soon. All right. So if I'm just reconfirm back to you, the raw pool's got about probably 3.5K in it at the moment, and you're going to be launching this new being able to burn the NFT over the base chain, get access to that reward, but you're going to be losing the Ethereum access side, and that's what's happening, and potentially Monday launch.
Yes. So somebody's going to want that. $3,500, may not be a whole lot, but
Yeah.
that's, if one person goes over there, they're going to get $3,500 payday on one NFT. So
how fast does that pay out?
it'll be on a weekly schedule every 7 days. It'll
All
be
right.
on a cycle update.
Yeah.
But it's been accruing. There's no NFTs over there. So the taxes are still happening.
Yeah.
And it's just been accruing for the last. So you can kind of do your
I
own
like
math there as well.
Bit of fun, yeah. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
But once you go over there, there's no going back. And
will it be Crypto Jacks? He says I'm holding. I'm not selling. It's not burning. You're not burning either. You have to update that. Are you not burning, or what's going on there? Anyway.
Yeah. And then I'm going to do that same exact game. I'm going to launch on Binance, and there will be a liquidity web on Binance chain with the only way to get an NFT is by burning one from Ethereum and sending it over to Binance. So every chain I launch on, the Ethereum supply is going to be shrinking, and all the people that stay, they're now getting more rewards. And the people that go, they're going on to greener pastures where there's very few people over there, and they will theoretically get more rewards. So
yeah. No, I like it. In fact, it's a very attractive offering with the NFT, especially in the backdrop of where Titan X is at the moment, still relatively at the bottom of the market, and with the buy and burns all turned off, and the omni-chain strategy is sort of slowly rolling out, waiting for Jake to do his thing as well. It's a pretty good opportunity. Wink, wink out there to people watching. But
I think on OpenSea you can make offers. So maybe if you put an offer up, somebody would. But if you're trying to get NFTs, they are extremely scarce. Nobody is selling them, and the few people that want to, they just burn them, and it's it's like, I don't know. It's very interesting to see the way it works. So,
well, I mean, early on there was probably quite a few that were burning them, right? So, and it was just like, hurrah, let's go, hurrah. And then they're probably looking back now, going, maybe it wasn't the best idea. But
the rewards in the first 4 weeks were insane.
Yeah, I remember
the protocol was doing over $1 million a day in volume. It was crazy, insane volume in those first 4 weeks. So the people that were holding NFTs, they were banking.
They were banking, and I think the first 24 hours you had the first payout, right? And then you had weekly after that. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I remember that first day payout, it was pretty juicy, and then it's like, man, and then weekly after that was juicy as well for week after week, quite a while.
Yes.
And obviously holding it now is kind of I think kind of a dreamy thing to hold an NFT, one of those Element 280 NFTs right now.
Yeah.
So if you can manage to hustle one off an NFT market at a reasonable price, then, or maybe if you know anybody, see what you can do. But that's Element 280, and so this is the next product coming out. It's got a name, or we don't know that yet for the NFT. It's just going to be the same name, but on base.
Yeah, it'd just be E280 NFTs.
E280.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Same images. I want them to be like looked at as the same. The value, if your NFT is backed by 1 billion element tokens, when you mint it on base, it'll be backed by 1 billion E280 tokens. So it'll have the exact same backing, theoretically same value, as long as the E280 element ratio is 1-to-1, which it's been holding strong. So yeah, same thing. Now that
So we're talking about the NFTs then, but what about just holding the Element 280 token? Like you obviously pay the taxes, and you got just going to get the benefit of the wider ecosystem pumping, potentially with the buy and burns and everything else we talked about.
Right. It is deflationary. The element token is capped. It had a 28-day mint as well. That's far gone. So the supply is capped. Every transfer transaction is burning element tokens. And now you also have element tokens getting burned to mint E280 tokens going over to base and any future chains. But you got to look at the E280 supply is capped at the element supply, because the only way to get it is 1-for-1. So theoretically, you could kind of combine them together, and it's one single deflationary supply. So you can just hold the token just for price appreciation, but the only way to earn rewards would be by holding an NFT.
NFT, okay, good distinction there.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got another project coming up as well, but I think we might hold off on that because we could probably look at the websites now, since we're giving a kind of a good overview of a lot of the dynamics. Yeah, let's kick into that, and let's actually pull up the screen because it got lost in the ether there. Let's pull it up, and so this is Titanx Hub, which is Mike Dean's dashboard, and you can see it's a very fine thing. And we've got all of your projects here. HELIOS. Let me just make sure everyone can see that.
Not too far down the list.
Yeah, number 7, HELIOS there. Yeah, and
I'll take it.
You got the market, the volume, the liquidity, burn stakes, got a little how old it is, got all the social links as well, got the charts, and you can actually swap on Mike Dean's as well platform, which is cool. So you got HELIOS here at number 7, and then further down here, you've got the Element 280, which is the big NFT one that did the 18 trillion, right? Titanx, and that's sitting at number 22 here. And then you've got, coming a bit further down, feel free to stop me, you got Uranus, which you did in partnership, was it, with James from Baby Dragon X?
Yes.
Yep, so it's number 32 here. And then you've coming that further down. Then we've got a lot of your new tokens, right? Which ones of these are yours? The H420 and the E220, 280, these ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Smoke, I just want to give a shout out to Rich. He launched that token. It's another reflection token built on Uranus.
Okay.
And I think it's, last I looked at, it's at 2-to-1 mint ratio as well.
Wow. Yeah.
So I think the tokenomics for the Uranus ecosystem is working. So we might find some more people that are interested in launching with that same concept, and join the Uranus ecosystem. And Smoke, specifically, part of its tax is buying and burning H420. So that's a perma-bull for Helios right there.
Yeah. I know. All right, very cool. Now we got this has got no relative price on H420. Is there a reason for that?
Mike Dean just messaged me today asking about the LPs. So I think he's still getting those set up.
I'm gonna get it set up. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But they do have all the social links, so everyone can, you see it, the white papers and the Telegram, the X, and and the website. So you can check it out. Now, I've already opened those up for 420, so I thought we could go quickly through this one on HELIOS.
Yeah, this is the mint page. So if you want to transform HLX into H420, you would go here. And it kind of just shows you, like right now it's got a billion HLX filled out for you. Current value 227.
Yeah,
And you would get a billion H420, which is currently valued at 250.
Yeah.
So there's an arbitrage opportunity there where you could just mint the H420 and then immediately sell that H420 back to HLX plus a profit, theoretically. Now you've got LP fees, you've got slippage. There, it's not perfect, so do your own research before. If it's a tight spread, I would double check your math before you try to make trades.
And this is this is HELIOS and H420. This is from Ethereum to base chain.
No, this is all on Ethereum.
All on Ethereum, yeah. I was going to say that first, but just clarifying that. So HELIOS to H420 is all on Ethereum, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then if you go to the drop down, H420 drop down, there's a bridge option.
Oh, bridge option, yeah.
Yeah, and this is where you'll take it from Ethereum to base or back and forth.
Okay,
it's only on 2 chains currently, but the code's fully audited, ready to go. I'm ready to expand to up. I could expand to a dozen chains tomorrow if I wanted to. It's more so I just want it to be a little more strategic. I don't want to just rapid fire it, but the code's there, ready to go.
Okay, and so if you've taken this over to base chain, you're earning the taxes from the volume over there and the burning that associated with that tax.
On H420, there is no tax.
Tax on. Okay.
Yeah. So the only use case on H420 right now is the arbitrage opportunity between HLX and H420. Okay. But like I said, it's the foundation. Now, when I want to launch a new protocol, I don't need to do it on Ethereum. I can launch it on Arbitrum and still utilize H420. And that's basically like a build on HLX protocol, but on a different chain. So the foundation is I need the token on the chain that I want to build on first, and then can go from there. So now I have that set, and most likely the next 2 or 3 projects that I launch are not going to be on Ethereum because now I have like I said, the foundation's there. I can launch on Base or any chain that's EVM compatible and still utilize the tokens from my previous projects. So
yeah,
but we'll have the cheaper gas fees and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where would you like to go next here on the website? The dashboard?
Swing by the H420 buy and burn real quick. I do like showing off that it's
rich.
Yeah, like it. All of these tokens. So you got Titanx, Element. This is on Ethereum. Both of those tokens are buying and burning H420, and then there's some HLX there. So there's 3 tokens on Ethereum that are all. The only thing they can do is buy and burn H420, and then you go on Base, and there's Uranus, X28, Smoke. Those are all tokens on Base that the only thing they can do is buy and burn H420.
H420, that's pretty clear, yeah. So just at the top here, there's a little ETH on the hand just to show you that it's on different chains. And Base, yeah.
But it's just really neat to be able to just say, in any time in the future, any token that is earned as yield by the DAO or whatever can just be thrown into the buy and burn, and it will find its way to burning the token, which to me, I'm just tickled by. It's some of my favorite technology right there.
Yeah, it's great. All right, and from there, so we've looked at the bridge, looked at the transform.
Yeah, probably just hit the treasury. It'd be the last thing I'd like to show
Last one.
off. And it's to
That's
the
good.
right.
Yeah.
And on the top left there, that's our staked Titan X.
Yeah,
We've
just move
currently
us
got
a little bit.
1.4 trillion Titan X staked.
Mhm.
That's I don't see any other protocol catching up to that at this point. Um, that's a large supply of Titan
Yeah.
X. And currently we're looking at what is, I can't quite read it. Is that 163K future estimated payouts?
What's the
62 ETH. It's the third
62?
line down.
Yeah, $163,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we have coming to us from our stake Titan X. And that's coming, that's 62 ETH.
Mm-hmm.
That's primarily in the, I think it's the 888 pool, and less than a year away.
Yeah,
And
it's the time is ticking. Yeah.
yeah. The market cap of Helios is like 350K currently, just for reference.
So
And
I guess the context is that obviously Dragon X and Helios are the two big stakers,
yes,
aren't they? Yeah. So
yeah.
they're getting a lot of that ETH out there. Yeah. That's
Dragon
them
X
sitting.
is a significantly larger portion,
Mm.
and their market cap significantly larger. I think if you compare the payout to market cap, I think Helios is way far ahead in that ratio, if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Because the majority of this payout is going to go towards buying and burning H420, which is the supply is tiny.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and that's just in context. That's at the bottom of the market too. Because let's go back
yeah,
up to Titan
yeah,
X here, and we'll have a look at the market here. And like I say, I mean, you want to buy low and you sell high. That's kind of the idea, right? Let's have a look at the weekly chart here, and we can see that actually, we'll log that, but I'll just get rid of the first couple of weeks.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and you can see that we're coming off the bottom, right? This is on the US price, but actually, the ratio to ETH. Go to the weekly as well.
zoom out. Yeah,
Yeah, go to weekly as
it's been
well.
looking good.
Is looking pretty exciting. I mean, look at that. So coming off the bottom. I mean, just up back up to the even this local high or that local high. It's a massive rise, right?
I imagine there's a lot of people waiting for confirmation. I think we're in some disbelief stage. Did we see the bottom? Are we ready for the next wave? Um, I think a lot of people are skeptical about it. So it'll be interesting to see the next few weeks on the chart.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of can you get the timing on the mark? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I got a few thoughts about that, but I won't talk about it on screen. but there we are. That's interesting. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. So that is the backdrop there, and of course, if we go to Titan X quickly, we'll just quickly do that. Just give the context of where the payouts are. So this is Helios has got a big share of this, and that is the 88-day one, which got $3 million worth of ETH, 1,111 ETH in there, and of course Helios has 62 of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty outstanding.
Yeah, it's exciting. And it's like 350 days away, but the last 350 days went by so fast. Helios saw its first year anniversary. It came up so fast to me, and I think this 62 ETH payout is going to show up before I even know it. Really,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. Oh,
And then just looking at the treasury, the liquid side that we already have in our treasury. If you want to go back to that real quick,
yeah, sure.
it's around 120K as it is that we have currently.
Yeah, 16 ETH, 43,000. Element 280, 2,500, 10,000 E80 LP, 12,000 Titan X, 3,000 X28, 8,600 Helios. I mean, 11,000 Hyper LP, 36,000 Dragon X. This list goes on. So yeah, nice Really cool.
Yeah, and all of that is used solely for paying out the HLX stakers and buying and burning H420. That's our sole goal with that. And if the Titan X ecosystem can wake up, we are well positioned to
This
be
all
in a
inflates very quickly. Yeah, all inflates
yeah.
very fast. Yeah.
But even as it is at these prices, I'm still very happy with. Again, for reference, our market cap is around 350K. We have over 150K coming from the Titan X payout. We have 120K in liquid funds. Like we pretty much have the value of the whole token market cap in funds. Just
At
use
the
your
current market
imagination.
price of Titan X, yeah. So it's looking pretty exciting. This is a really I mean, a lot of people know, but it's kind of that one of those hidden gems that are going to surprise people later on, and they'll go, "What the?" But so it's a good thing that everyone's get to see you talk about it today and on other streams that you're doing. Yeah, it's good. Now, was anything else on the website that you were keen to talk about? So people can obviously check that out. I'm going to post it in the chat there. We've got the second website we want to go to quickly.
Yeah. I'd like to show off the LP promo for E280. Kind of go over what that is.
So that's
Because
the
I
HELIOS
think
one.
it's yeah. Thank you.
People can check that out, but we're also going to check out the Element 280 ecosystem as well. So let's go through that. If you've got any questions, get your questions in, and we'll try and get a few of those in as well.
I have not been watching the chat at all.
Yeah. So this is the Element 280 site. Anything that particularly you want to talk about this?
Yeah, just the E280 NFTs coming soon. So right there, you see the top left. That's 8,065 total supply. That's the cap supply of NFTs forever. Once base NFTs launch, they're going to be burning those NFTs to move to E280 NFTs on base. So it'll be interesting to see that supply shrink as people move over. But other than that, this is a great resource to track the actual token supply on Element and E280.
It's pretty high. The Element burn is 55%. I mean, it's right up there with Inferno and some of the other top tokens. So that's impressive.
Yeah, and the liquid amount of E280 is very impressive as well to me.
8.1. Yeah, and then you got NFT backing with the rest of the Element 280, which is hard to get hold of those. And yeah, man, that's impressive. 8%. Wow, that's kind of almost the holy grail. It's almost the holy grail. Yeah, pretty amazing. Anything else on the site? Because there's obviously a lot of information. People can go through this as well.
That's mainly it. Like I said, I'm excited to see how the NFTs.
That's coming Monday, right? So we could see some action on that.
Unofficial. I don't want to give any specific date, and there's no rush to it. The cycle will run 7 days. So whenever I do launch, you'll have 7 days before you've got to. If you're trying to get a part of the first cycle rewards, you'll have 7 days to get there. So plenty of time.
All right. So
the LP promo. Go to E280 LP promo.
LP promo. All right. Cool.
Yes. And this is my solution to red candles on adding liquidity. So like I was talking about with Giannis and pretty much any other LP token, you're taking the tax in your token, and the only way you can add liquidity is by selling half of that token to get the other token and create the LP. So instead of doing that, the tokens are going to this smart contract. And now instead of selling that token to get the other half, it's waiting for a human to show up and provide the other half with it. So you can select any token there, and I'm always adding more. So take your favorite token and select it, provide liquidity. the protocol will match the other half of it automatically. And then you will create that LP. And then while that LP is being held, you are earning additional, like, so when it's created, you own 50% and the smart contract owns 50% because you're providing half the value. The smart contract's providing the other half of the value.
Yeah.
And then while you're holding it, you're earning an additional percents of the share of those LP tokens every month. So you create an LP, you own 50% of it. You wait 2 months, now you own 52% of the LP. So while you're holding for 2 months, you're earning trading fees and you're earning additional shares on the token. And then you're able to withdraw at any point. But
No. Okay.
the whole concept here is it's allowing liquidity to be added without having to sell the token down. And if no one wants to take it, this pool will just continuously grow, and people will decide, the ROI is worth it. I will take that deal. And it's always adding liquidity with new tokens without any selling happening. So
yeah, that's excellent. Oh, well done. More solutions for the problem, so that's great. And is anything else on this particular website for Elements ecosystem, which is amazing, guys? Check that.
that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff you can check out, and it's kind of cool.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. And what else? Let's just jump back into here. Now, you did say that you got another project coming after the one potentially on Monday, Tuesday, or whatever it might be.
Yeah. So I am advising on one project. I can't give any information about that. I'm not authorized for anything. And that's going well. It's about to go into development. I'll say that. Okay. So it's got a little bit of time. I'm also part of a team of 6 builders from the TitanX ecosystem. Most of them have outed themselves, but I can't remember who, so I'm not going to say any names. But you were mentioning earlier the TitanX builders. They're I don't remember the exact words, but you were praising the.
Yeah.
And I've been working on this project with 5 other builders, 6 of us total. Yeah. And it's been amazing. It's been, everybody has their own unique skills to bring to the table, and this protocol is just shaping up to be so amazing. And the only things that I can share about that protocol is that there is no token. This is purely utility. And that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, very nice. Thank you for that. So there we go. That's coming. Hey, look, more utility in the TitanX ecosystem is important. So
yes, I think so. I think so. It's not. We're not trying to sell a token. We're not trying to get people to buy anything. It's just something to do with you know, in the ecosystem that will support the ecosystem.
All right, cool. So, yeah, so with the utilities, we've seen Ouroboros, right? With stablecoin and lending.
Yeah.
There's a good utility. We've seen Element 280 as kind of an index kind of buy machine.
There's Titan Farms, you know,
Titan Farms,
provide
big
liquidity.
utility. So, you know, it's going to be in that kind of, I guess, in that kind of family.
Now there is, both of those have tokens, you know, so they're still trying to support a token. So imagine those types of things, but with no token.
No token.
We're not having to support anything. It's just straight utility. So very excited about it, and it is full on in development. We will have more to share very soon. So I'm very excited about it. And then a third project I'm also so damn excited about. I'm having so much fun designing this. I think it's amazing, but I don't have the resources to build all of these things all at the same time. So it's still just on the shelf waiting
On the
for
shelf,
resources
waiting for
to
resources.
get
I like it.
to get kicked
Yeah.
off. But I love it. I love it. There's so much more that I'm excited about. All of these things tightly knit together. Everything I'm doing is supporting all the protocols I'm doing.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't mention with Helios is when you mint H420, it's adding liquidity to the element ecosystem. So every time that mint happens, Helios and Element 280 are growing larger and larger together as one unit. So
Nice.
as time goes on, it'll be like one huge conglomerate ecosystem. So
That's fantastic. I'm loving it. That's pretty cool. That's why I want to get you on here because you're so good with the stuff. Now we got a few questions, so we might get a few of those. We got Brennan says, "Can dude confirm if Rackham is in the ecosystem?"
I I am not. I don't know.
Who
Should
that
I know
is?
who?
No,
No.
he's the biggest whale in Pulse Chain.
Oh.
Who else we got there? Brennan says, "Helios supply is low compared to many other tokens within the ecosystem."
Yes. Yeah, and if you go look at Titan X Hub Premium, you can look at the charts. The supply is flatlined. Like there is no inflation whatsoever on it in the next 6 months.
Yeah. Rich says H420 is also on Pulse.
Yes, sir. Rich, that's who launched Smoke, and that's another good friend of mine. He's part of the Element 280 original founders as well. So he likes to stay in the background, yet he's always posting. So shout out to Rich.
Nice. We got Good God here from King, and just launched a new token. Was it Baby King today? Something like that. Big shout out to King. King. The dude is an omni-chain legend, LFG. It's a nice shout out there from Good God. I know, right? Says Rich.
Yeah,
What else
he's
there?
Guga is a bot. He's running 24/7. It's incredible. The guy's everywhere.
Now, I don't know how you're going to answer this, but Brendan's got here. What's the most bullish project dude has built? I don't know if he's asking you that or what's going on, but I like the whole ecosystem based on what you're talking about. But
It's all knit together. I'll say check out the stacks ratio to Titan X. That's a full one. That's a cool chart to look at. But yeah, I can't give any financial advice. I'm bullish on the whole ecosystem. I have so much going that's going to support all of it all the time. It's already all linked together, so you really can't go wrong if you think I'm going to do well.
Yes. Good God says the bottom is in 100%. Dips are in the game, but
You heard it from the man.
No more 1400 ETH, says Good God. What else we got here? We got Bitfinex in here. I think I'm ready for a local high, and by that I mean smack my brains out and fall asleep for another couple of years. It's pretty funny, Bitfinex. What else there? We got a couple of those. Let's see here. Just going to go into a couple of those questions. Got a couple of random questions in there. That's there up and to the right. That's definitely the case there. Let's see here.
The next comment.
Brennan says, which one? Bitfinex, which one?
Shout out to this guy.
Shout out to this man, man. This mofo has just been chugging along with zero regard for the disdain. What is a crypto man? I got to say, pretty gangster.
What I've learned, I've been in crypto since 2018. If you're just the longer you're in this, the longer you're in it, the better you'll do. They all have their cycles up and down, but when you zoom out, we're all still super early. I know that's so cliche to say, but think about 10 years from now, $1 million Bitcoin, that's easily on the table.
Oh yeah. It's going to be mind blowing. Yeah. Brennan's tying in something. is Jake still building? So yeah, do you have any insights into what Jake Sharp's been doing or anything like that?
I've been leaving him alone. I've been so busy with all the things that I want to get done that I'm not even concerned with it. I'm sure a lot of people are like, if he's not, tweeting every day, then people start getting concerned. But the guy's not going anywhere. He'll show up when the time's right.
Yeah.
And when he does, I'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah, you will. We got Good God says AI agents. This is Jack Sharp because one of the things he mentioned, right?
That was one thing he mentioned. He mentioned something else. He's been pretty mysterious, but insinuating that he is working on things. And as a builder, I understand that you don't want to hype things too early, especially if you have a great idea. Your ideas get stolen so fast in crypto, and people can fork projects, and so it's understandable to keep something tight to your chest until you're ready to launch. Because if it's new and innovative, then people are going to copy it.
Crypto Jack says, I love utility. So that's a thumbs up for you there with your secret project. We got Good God says, consider build the tech for your auditing needs, dude. Better quality at cheaper prices.
I am familiar. Yes.
And Crypto Jacks, keep up the great work, dude. Looking forward for the new projects that are being built. And but the next says, tell us your seed words or you're a scam. That's the key phrase there. Just kidding. Yeah. Okay, don't unban him. That's gonna all right, so that's pretty much all the questions I had. We're about an hour and 8 minutes up in the live stream, and you got any final words for your fans? Because you got a lot of fans.
All I can say is there's no shortage of amazing ideas. It's just it takes time to develop solid code, to get that code audited, to do things right. It takes time. And I know crypto moves super fast, so it's hard to wait around and see things. And it's so short term, and there's green candles happening everywhere. So as far as what I'm doing, it's a lot of it is a slow burner. And everything I build is what I consider a zombie protocol, where all the humans could go away and leave, and the protocol will not die because it's got a treasury, it's got something working for it that will keep it burning, and eventually people will come back. So it's just like any of the crypto markets. Zoom out. Where are we going to be out at the next bull cycle? 4 years from now. Man, that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, no, it's going to be honestly Titanx for me is at the bottom. It's starting to show early signs of where it's going. Probably more importantly, some of the best developers in Titanx like yourself are building, and the roadmap's looking super exciting with some of the most innovative stuff in crypto. So yeah, it's a great place to be. If you guys definitely check out, the Titanx Hub, you'll be able to find all the socials for the dude. And we'll try and post some of those under the YouTube after the live stream, as well as on X as well. Man, dude, keep it a great work up. I'm a big fan myself, so looking forward to the months ahead, because I know it's going to be a lot of fun for all of us. Be great to get you back on the channel in the future again as well. All right, I think we'll wrap it up there. Hey, thanks everybody. Brendan says, "Nice work, fellas." Indeed. We'll catch you on the next show, and take care, everybody. I do have cryptographics coming in 2 days' time, talking about his project Taurus. So another Titanx developer there, and crossover influencer. So that's going to be fun to see that too. All right, take care, everybody. Final words, dude. Go for it.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'll be on again.
See you guys. Bye.